Talk through problems. Learn to talk through problems. When something comes up, you don't like it, someone's done something, someone said something, pull them up on it, have a conversation and let them know that, look, I didn't like what you said, or I didn't like how you did this, and give people chances, allow them to change. We're really living in the times where any little thing we want to cut people off. And these are people, listen, we need to allow people to be humans at the end of the day, because we're humans and we make mistakes and we say things not in a nice way and we do things not in a nice way. Give people a chance, but have those conversations, be willing. And I know it's hard. It can be so hard. It can be so awkward. No one wants to have the conversation. No one wants to be like, oh yeah, ABC or whatever. Like, no one wants to have the conversation. No one wants to have the conversation. But conversations need to be had. If you want to maintain healthy relationships, healthy friendships, healthy work relationships, whatever the case may be, you need to be willing to voice certain things, but be willing to fix the relationship, because it's almost like we're running away from having difficult conversations. You can't keep cutting everybody off. At the end of it, you're not going to have anyone left. You're not going to have anyone left. Be willing to have those open and honest conversations and say, look, can we have a conversation? Can we sit down and talk? Gone are the days where I want to hold a grudge. I don't have time to hold grudges. I don't have time to hold grudges, because when I journal before bed, or I journal when I wake up in the morning, I'm not thinking about it anymore. And there was a time where I would just be holding grudges, or I'll just lock someone off, just like that, for little things. I used to, it was now I think it's a little thing, but back then, when I was kind of like still broken and hurt, it was a big deal for me, right? Now it's like, it wasn't even worth it. It wasn't even worth cutting people off for that. It wasn't even worth it. However, now I'm more open to having those honest conversations where it's like, actually, I didn't like what you said. This is how it made me feel. Please don't do it again. Why did you do it? Sometimes it's important to understand why someone did it. And a lot of the times people don't know why they've done something. Some people don't think. You can't expect people to do things the way that you do it. Just because I would never do that, it doesn't mean that somebody else won't do it. Because remember, like, everyone has their own trauma, everyone has their own stuff going. So you need to be aware. The more aware you are with yourself, all you can do is make room, make space for that conversation. Create that safe environment for that conversation to take place. I remember I had a friend, we were very close. I'm not going to share what sort of like transpired between us, but I created that space for us to have a conversation, and they didn't want to have the conversation. That to me let me know that they didn't want to fix the issue that we had within our friendship. I locked them off. Till this day. And it's been years. If the person wants to fix the issue you have within the relationship, have a conversation with them. If they care enough about the conversation, because some people, it's not that they don't care, but sometimes it can be quite difficult and they want to sweep things under the carpet. I'm not the sweeping things under the carpet type of person. I'm the bust the carpet open type of girl. Let's talk about everything that's under the carpet. Yeah, because we're here stepping on eggshells. It's dead. It's dead. I ain't got time for that. I don't have time for that, especially if we're family. Especially if we're family, especially if we're friends. Right? Especially if we're colleagues, we have to work with one another. Like, I don't care. I really don't care for people who want to maintain things neat. I don't care for it. Because that doesn't help anybody. Something happens, you sweep it under the carpet. Another thing happens, you don't really want to talk about it. You're kind of like stepping on eggshells with people. Not me, not over here. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to start that conversation. If I've noticed that you don't want to have the conversation, you're moving a bit sideways with it, I'm going to say, look, I've said what I needed to say. If you don't have anything to say, that's fine. Or if you have something to say, you're not wanting to say it, that's fine. However, what I do over here, I communicate. As hard as and as difficult as it can be. It's important for you to communicate, because if you keep doing something that I don't like and I'm closing my mouth about it, that says more about me than it does about you. I'm not an enabler. If I don't like something that you're doing, if you've done something, or you're moving a certain way, as your loved one, I'm going to let you know that, hey, what's going on? Like, what's going on? Even like sometimes it's not even about an offense that someone's done towards you. It can just be something that they're doing that's causing a detriment to themselves. If you're my loved one, if you're someone I care about, I'm going to pull you aside and I'm going to be like, what's going on? Like, you're doing this, you're doing that. Like, bro, like, do you want to talk about it? What's going on? If you decide you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. But at least I know that I pulled you aside and I had a conversation with you about it. Yeah? I had someone in my life that was in an abusive relationship, to the point where her partner draped her up one time in front of me. Me, the type of person that I am, I was like to the partner, hey, what are you doing? If this is what you guys do behind closed doors, please don't do this in front of me. Because I'm not gonna have you disrespecting my loved one in front of me like this. It's not gonna run. Separately to that, I had a conversation with my loved one. I was like, are you happy? Like, are you okay with this? Like, does this happen? Obviously, us as women, a lot of the times it's us women, we want to stay in these situations. We want to stay in these harmful, relationships. All of a sudden, I was the problem. Do I regret talking? No. I don't regret talking at all. It cost me that relationship, yes. But that to me speaks about their character, speaks about what they're willing to accept than me. Because for me, I thought I was protecting someone I loved. Right? If you're a loved one, you're in an abusive relationship and that person's rocked your jaw in front of me, just believe I'm going to do something about it. I'm not the type of person to see something and not say anything, especially if you're my loved one. I'm not the sweep it under the carpet type of person. No. We're not sweeping anything under the carpet over here. We're bringing it to light. And that's why some people, that's why some people really don't really like me in the family. Because certain things that have been going on for years, I'll talk about it. I'll bring it to light. I will bring it to light. And some people, when they're doing darkness, they don't want it to come to light. Okay. But I'm bringing it to light. So, be willing to work on relationships. Be willing to work on relationships. Be willing to have conversations with people. Be willing to fix. It doesn't have to be beef all the time. Family fight. Friends fight. Disagreements happen. But you need to be able to have healthy conversations. Healthy dialogues. Dialogue is important. My African mum, for example, when I bring up certain things, she wants to not talk about it. I bring it back. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. You know. And if she's allowing people to speak to her anyhow, I don't let people talk to her anyhow. And I'll speak up for her and I'll stand up for her. But then there's times where I'm like, Mum, come on. And that's the thing with grown people, grown adults. Just allowing people to speak to them anyhow. Like, I support a lot of people who are either being bullied in the workplace, or, you know, they're having like conflict within the workplace, and I support them and I guide them, right? So many people, a lot older than myself, when I hear how people in their workplace have treated them, have spoken to them, it's, you know, yeah. Anyways, I'm your personal development coach, C-Positivista. Thank you for watching this video. Have those uncomfortable conversations with your loved ones. Be willing to fix relationships. Be willing to fix, you know, and continue to build and rebuild your family relationships, your friendships, your community. Yeah? Because we're losing it. The values, we're losing it. So let's hold on to that. Let's hold on to that, because being alone is not the one. I'll see you in the next video.